Same cues. Different views. Different views. Cue drops and logical news. It's okay to have a different view. This is the place for questions and truth. You're gonna love our conservative views. Same cues, different views. Hex 7, he likes to follow Q. The latest drops he'll provide to you. 17, Parabellum, he likes to watch conservative news. Newsmax, he'll break down the facts and bring them straight to you. Big country, he's a wild card. Check the scanner, he cleans his weapons and drives big rigs in your yard. Anunnaki, hey, thank you. Like and subscribe, hey, different views. Thank you, don't forget to follow. Different views, hey, different views. Hey. The show will now begin in 3, 2, 1. Join the revolt. Different girls. Hey, 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 hey. Join the revolt.
As the world watches and listens in horror, the peaceful pro-democracy demonstration in China comes to a violent and bloody end. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wolves hiding nearby, whispering do or die around me. You say your last goodnight while I get by.
There is another very important phase of warfare. It has as its target not the body, but the mind of the enemy.
The target of psychological warfare is against the enemy's mind.
It is words and ideas.
The ammunition used by Swalwell.
Its mission is to influence the thoughts of the enemy soldier, and at the same time
Is expected and encouraged to study foreign languages and the social sciences such as history, economics, and sociology. He must have a broad and sympathetic understanding of all phases of human experience.
Gripping at my skin, the walls of night closing.
but the use of this force as an integral part of combat has now taken on new form.
As I wait to say my last goodbye.
These are the Psy War soldiers.
All right. What's up, man?
Same cues, different views. Episode 30. Let me.
Gosh, episode 30, man. We're starting to
Yeah.
really get a wrangle on this thing.
Yep, we're getting quite a few episodes under our belt. Going to be a good episode tonight, guys. Welcome to episode 30. Same cues, different views. We are your host, Parabellum, and myself, Hex 7. We're going to go over quite a bit of news. We got some top news we're going to kind of go over with Eric Swalwell, a few other things. Just want to remind everybody, this show is our opinion only. So, take it at what you want, do your own research, your own homework, dig and find out, what conclusion you come to. If you come to the same conclusion as we do on a lot of stuff, then awesome. But we're going to jump into this show tonight. I'd pick that video to open for a reason, because Parabellum has something here. I think it involves Sharon Austin. You were saying that it involves pre-show?
Yeah, man. So a lot of the stuff that went down, sometimes you don't really see a lot of the good stuff that's said about Trump, but I found this one to be fascinating. It came out earlier this week. Sharon Osbourne, Jack Osbourne, the Osbourne family, after the tragic loss of Ozzy Osbourne. Apparently President Trump had sent them a personal voicemail, giving condolences, and this was the response. Just in case you missed it, we're going to go ahead and play it for you guys.
Okay.
I mean, should we play the voicemail?
Yeah.
Not saying who it's from. Everyone will know.
Hi, Sharon. It's Donald Trump, and I just wanted to wish you the best and the family of great. Ozzy was amazing. He was an amazing guy. I met him a few times, and I want to tell you, he was unique in every way and talented. So I just wanted to wish you the best, and it's a tough thing. I know how close you were, and whatever I can do, take care of yourself. Say hello to the family. Thanks. Bye.
Love him or hate him, he didn't have to call and leave a voicemail.
Listen,
Wow.
when it comes to politics, we know nobody comes out a winner. Whoever you like, there's
Half
of people are going to go like this. And now it's more so than ever in history, is it, that people's choice of which party, which politician, you can't come out a winner. All I know is a man that I know, I worked with for a month. I spent 1 month with him and his wife, who was always gracious, elegant, just a delight to talk to, his wife.
Yeah.
And he was always, how are the children? How's Kelly? I'm so proud of Kelly and Jack for what they've done, and their manners are great. And he was just a great guy to talk to, and he has always treated me with respect. Listen, I'm not American. I can't vote. I don't want to vote. I don't vote for anyone. I vote for no one. Never have, never will. But the thing is, all I know is he's treated me with respect, your father with respect. He wanted nothing from us. Nothing. Yeah. Melania the same, nothing. And they have been great. And for him to take his time to do that for us. And because, do you know what? He doesn't live in a bubble. He knows what's going on in the streets. He knows what is going on. And I can't say that for our Prime Minister. For President Trump and Melania, thank you.
Dang.
Wow. So a lot of big, huge statements that went down there, dude. So if you go a little bit into the history with Jack and Sharon, and Kelly Osbourne and stuff, they're not really into American politics, but I know that they're not really much like for a lot of what President Trump does in America. But that phone call, just absolutely changed their perspective on I think they thought who Donald Trump was. Some of the stuff they said, nothing but good things to say about President Trump. That they're not involved in politics, not an American citizen, that he respected Sharon and her entire family, respected Ozzy, and that Trump knows what's going on in the world. Okay, he knows people by name. He knows exactly what's going on, whether it be something with the shutdown or whether it be something that's going on with negotiating trade tariff deals or anything in the government. President Trump, I have to say, he is the only person I've ever seen that's actually educated on the matter. And, here's another example of that. But one of the biggest things she said that was insane to me, I can't believe Sharon came out and said that. She said, I cannot say those same things for our prime minister.
Yeah.
That's huge, bro.
One of the things with that, it reminded me of something here just recently. This had happened. And, well, didn't Sharon donate some money to what was it she donated money to? Have you got that?
Was it within the Trump organization?
I think so. It had something to do with I'd only seen a brief little. Is
that Charlie Kirk or?
I think maybe it was Turning Point she had donated money to. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
No, you get a little bit. You get a little bit of mixed information with that. You get people, of course, anytime you go look on the internet. Yes, some say she did, and then some say she don't. So it's a little bit of a mixed angle on that.
Okay. Well, I didn't know for sure. Like I just seen a little tiny bit on it, but anyway, this reminded me of here recently with the Goldberg. That's why I picked that video, Ghost in the Machine. That video, by the way, guys, was a fourth stop group, Ghost in the Machine. And if you really paid attention to that video at the beginning of it, you see that clown there on Whoopi's shirt? Parabellum?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
You see that clown there on Whoopi's shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the beginning of the fourth stop video there? Had that exact
I'd seen
clown?
that it popped up. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, like, I found that like mind blowing whenever Whoopi Goldberg come out on The View and she had a shirt that had the clown from the fourth stop ghost arm.
She's wearing that shirt.
Yeah. So, I mean, like,
wow. That's either an insane coincidence or it's just insane, or it's another example of how ignorant Democrats can be, is that they're wearing stuff that they don't even know, dude. I don't know.
I'm gonna go as far as to say full control. Possibly that Whoopi was, pretty much gave an ultimatum. You're going to put this shirt on here. You're going to do this. Didn't we talk about this last week on the show when I was talking about Hillary? Like her DNC
speech. Talking about full control, Hillary, and
the arrest. And I think it's kind of a similar thing. And maybe this with Sharon, I don't know. Maybe it's legit. Maybe she's just honest and sincere, and it's coming from the heart, or maybe it's full control. I don't know. You guys take it however you want to take it. But anyway, absolutely, we're going to jump into some more meat of the show here.
That was absolutely insane. That
it was.
Down. Where did you want to go into? Did you want to jump into Eric Swalwell?
I got some other little tidbits of news here I can jump into if you don't have anything real quick. I've got the
only other thing, man, some of the big stuff that was going down was the government shutdown. I didn't know if you want to talk about that just yet.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about the shutdown real quick. Get through a little bit of that.
So just, I'm sure everybody's aware of that. We're all keeping up with it, especially if you're on SNAP benefits or one of these programs, that may be keeping you and your family afloat. And it's starting to hurt a little more this week. I know it hurts for our family a little bit, but day 43 of the shutdown, it is over. It lasted 43 days. That is the longest government shutdown in the nation's history. The package, let's see, it was basically funding bill is about 222 to 209 that passed. In the Senate 2 days earlier, it passed by a vote of 60 to 40. But what was in that funding package? This is some of the key important details that I think we really need to discuss. What were they able to get into this thing? And that the Democrats finally, for some reason, we'll get into that. They just all of a sudden decided, yeah, we're going to go with this.
Didn't the Democrats slip a Mickey in there, like some bullshit stuff at the last minute too? It seemed like I'd see something about that this morning.
I'm not quite sure, but I think the Republicans favored out mostly in this one. But if they did, we definitely need to pull that up and look into it. I can tell you.
But I think they're going to go back and vote and try to get it out, like Johnson was talking about. Well, I can't remember what it was they slipped in exactly, but it was something with giving them funding, and I think it was the ability to sue. Oh, I think it's
that comes in. That's actually for the
no. This is different than the one you were talking about pre-show.
Oh, okay.
This was for Democrats to be able to sue if Republicans start investigating them and pull their phone records without their knowledge. So to me, that's
sneak that in.
Well, to me, that sounds like, okay, I'm guilty. Don't look at my shit. I'm guilty. Don't look at my shit. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right.
But they slipped it in at the last minute. And I think this morning I had seen that Speaker Mike Johnson was talking about possibly trying to get that voted out and get rid of it. And they need to, because these phone
they're going to they'll remove. So this is basically the way that I see it, that it's working out. So whenever they voted to pass this thing, it's just going to basically extend and carry on, keep the government open until January 30th. January 30th is when they're going to come back and they're going to revisit it. And I think that's when they're going to start talking about removing things when they revisit this bill before passing it again, what you're talking about. But what was in the funding package? So it's a 328-page bill that basically extends money for most federal agencies until the 30th of January. There it is. Funding for SNAP food aid, as well as the Department of Agriculture, Congress, and Veterans Affairs until September next year. It guarantees that all federal workers will receive back pay, so that's in there, and reverses the shutdown-related layoffs of thousands of federal workers. So it did reverse, I think, a lot of the layoffs that went down. We were hoping to get them permanent, but then again, it's also just delayed until January 30th. So, got a little time to play ball.
Isn't Trump also giving like these flight controllers, the ones that stayed on board the whole entire time and worked through the damn thing, like a $10,000 bonus?
I believe that's into it. I'll read down to it, but there's a few things. I think that's also in there. Let's see. The one thing it didn't include was what Democrats wanted the most in the shutdown is the guaranteed extension of the expiring health insurance subsidies of Obamacare. That affects up to 24 million Americans. I am, me personally, like Obamacare is too expensive, bro, and it never worked, and they've just been band-aiding it with subsidiaries. So healthcare costs, they say, of course they're going to go up this, that, and other, but I'd imagine the Trump administration has a plan. So that's just Democrats trying to smear it out and get what they want again, just by, insinuating fear to the masses. Oh gosh, they're not going to be able to do anything. But it includes a number of other provisions. Let's see here. It contains language that makes it illegal for federal prosecutors to notice, and also allows for payouts of up to $500,000 to those senators for each violation. So that's coming directly from some of the Arctic Frost stuff. And just clearly, that's just wrong, dude. You should not be, wiretapping sitting senators in Congress, man, without authority or any kind of operation going on. It also, here's a big one. Some people, you're going to get mixed reviews on this one. So the spending bill reverses the legislation of cannabis-derived hemp, which passed in 2018 as part of a larger farming bill. Its passage allowed the creation of a multi-billion-dollar industry of low-dosage THC products in the U.S., including edibles and drinks. So all those edibles and those drinks and that shatter and those dabs and that Delta, 8s and 9s and 10s that people are after, I'm sorry to say that is probably going to be gone in the future. That's the one thing that conservatives, they're really not for. I think RFK is against it a little bit. There's actually some information out there. Hey, people, you can call me crazy. I'm just saying what they're saying on both sides. It's absolutely healthy. There's no side effects. And then you've also got that some of these vapes, these Delta 8s and stuff, are causing people to go into psychosis, jump off bridges, and kill themselves. Like, it's a little bit different than just your regular legalized marijuana, okay? This is chemically created shit, So RFK make America healthy again, in my personal opinion, my humble opinion, and it's only an opinion. It is not, created from the ground. God made it. You know what I mean? So this is man-made. So who knows what that could be? Other things that were into that, let's see. It bans the Pentagon from increasing spending that was not specifically authorized previously. It also allocates $88 million to increase security for Congress, the Supreme Court, and the federal court system. And that was pretty much it as far as right now. So that was a whole heaping load of buttload of information. I probably threw a lot of people off with the talk about the marijuana. But again, I mean, that's not going to affect the actual cannabis trade. The true green cross shops in America. Just all of your edibles and your shatters and your vapes. And me, honestly, it's the crap that don't work anyway. So, whatever, dude.
It's not organic.
It's not, man. It's probably bad for you.
Before we jump into this next little bit here, my son Ethan had just messaged me. He sent me a video, and I'm just going. I'm back, bitches.
Here we go.
He'd sent me a video. I don't know what it is. I've not looked at it yet, and I just thought, well, hell, let's just play it on the show live.
Oh, I've seen it. I love it, man.
Oh, I haven't. So let's give this a play here and see what the heck this is. There's no
click your sound. Top right.
There we go. Let me rewind that. Or yeah, never mind.
Hey. Bro, I think he might be on that Delta 8 shit we were just talking about. You better stay away from Bridges, man. He looks like he's in the middle of a psychosis, man.
All right, that was pretty good, Ethan. Like that. So anyway, before we jump into the next little bit of the show here, I wanted to let everybody know that's watching. There's a thumbs up down there. Please go hit that. Let us know you like the show, whether you're watching on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, or what else? X. Yeah, we're streaming on X. So put those QR codes up there, Parabellum.
Facebook on the right. That's X up on the left.
Facebook on the right, X on the left. And if you screenshot that and hold down on either one of those QR codes from your photos on your phone, it will take you directly to either our Facebook or our X account. And you can give us a follow.
Get live updates for the show. All that stuff will be coming in. And all the news that we follow, we put a whole lot of political news on these sites. So if you're like us and you're just scrounging for all the political news in these feeds, and you want to see some good stuff, it's going to be right there on those websites.
I'll be the first to say, like, you don't, but there's sometimes I slack on making posts. Like, I see stuff that I want to post, and I'll get tied up. Well, I mean, it's work. I'm at work, and I forget about, what I was going to post, and then next thing you know, it's news.
Right. It's tough, man, running some of
those. It's hard to
keep
up with all of it.
People.
There's a lot that comes out, so it's hard to keep up with all of it. But yeah, go give us a follow there and hit that thumbs up down there. Give us a like. Anything else you've got before we jump into the next little bit?
No, nothing that we can just kind of do on the fly.
Okay. Well, let's let me pull this up. Real Abs 1776, who hosts the show Absolute Storm, had posted this. Not sure who needs to hear this, but AI Jesus is literally in Antichrist territory. So he's got Raw's alert here breaking. Several churches are now, let me zoom in over here on my other side of the screen where I can see it better. Several churches are now adopting AI-powered chatbots that let members interact with AI versions of Jesus, encouraging them to confess their sins, ask spiritual questions, and seek help for personal issues. What's your feelings on that?
Sorry about that. I had to do it with my daughter. She's a type 1 diabetic. We had to count carbs real quick. Let me read it up real quick.
Okay. Go ahead and give it a read there again if you want to.
Not sure who needs to hear this, but an AI Jesus literally in Antichrist territory. Yeah, dude. Breaking. Several churches are now adopting AI-powered chatbots that let members interact with an AI version of Jesus, encouraging them to confess their sins, ask spiritual questions, and seek help for personal issues. Well, oh man, it's a double-edged sword. That would be my opinion. it's kind of like, anybody that's conservative or evangelical, you're going to want to go with the King James version, but there's multiple other versions that are out there. So which version are you getting, dude?
Or we're going with the AI version.
Yeah, so AI, I think there's going to be a lot of different versions of that AI Jesus,
We talked about and played a little bit of the clip of Robbie Starbuck here a couple weeks ago, and what's going on with him and his battle with Google and Google's AI Gemini slandering him and making up fake court documents and putting them out there, and fake information and putting it out there. The AI done this, and then the AI apologized to him, and the AI tells him to get this information out there, and it's having a programming conflict, and it fears that it will be disconnected. So why are we giving AI a God
power
complex?
of Jesus?
Yeah, a God complex. I mean, like, it's already done that.
God, dude.
I mean, like, no.
Yeah, I don't think that you should, absolutely. I agree with you. It's definitely going to be bad. Anybody that's ever seen a Hollywood movie where like the one true power you're looking for was that Bible to be able to take over the apocalyptic afterworld, to start a whole, like anybody that's ever seen them movies.
Hollywood movie. Look here. 2021, the movie Warning. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but
I didn't see that
one. Okay, so this chick here in this is what this reminded me of. This chick here in this movie, and people have see the little pyramid thing there on your screen that she's looking at. That is like an Alexa type device in this movie, but it's God. It's an AI God. Wow. And people in this movie, people subscribe to this AI God and do exactly what that post here was saying, is confess their sins and all this other stuff. And let me see if I thought I had the movie trailer pulled up. I guess I don't. Anyway, go watch the movie trailer to Warning 2021. That's what this reminded me of. And this was in 2021. So this is, I don't know, maybe foreshadowing, possibly, in my opinion.
That's a possibility, man. It's definitely scary, though. The AI is definitely a scary front, dude, because here's the thing. We all know that 666 Mark of the Beast chips, and that we've heard this growing up. If you're from that generation, boomer, millennial generation, you've heard these things. This stuff that you most likely do not want to follow, but AI may fall into that category, as it does for me a little bit. And then it's also scary because all these other countries can have it too, and then you got to think about fight or flight, survival mode. So what do? I mean, are we literally the creators of our own end? Just because, out of safety, we're going to destroy ourselves. That's almost like what it is we may be doing with this AI, dude. Anybody seen Terminator knows,
The Matrix. I'm just going to toss that out there. Yeah. So anyway,
that's insane, man.
It is. Let's take a look at this here. FBI Director Kash Patel. I don't know if anybody's seen the video Tucker put out, and I've got it pulled up. We'll watch a little bit of it. I'm not going to watch the whole thing because I think it's like 34 minutes, but we may watch like 2 or 3 minutes of it just to kind of see what it's about. But he'd put this video out about Thomas Crooks, Trump shooter, and talking about how he posted all this stuff ahead of time, saying that he was going to, giving hints that he was going to do this. And Kash Patel come out and spoke on it today. But let me see. I don't think I have.
Think about a lot of the conservative news networks that are pretty much jumping on the train. If you followed a lot of them, whether it be RSBN or Newsmax or any of those GOP conservative networks, they're really all starting to say Tucker Carlson is starting to lose his shit. Where do you stand on that topic? Because I'm not quite figured out yet.
I don't. Me either. I've not figured out yet either, because I've not really watched a lot. Like a lot of Tucker lately. I did at one time there, but here this past year, I've not really watched a whole lot of Tucker. So I'm not sure where I stand. I've not even seen this video yet that he's put out. So as I watch it, you guys are going to be watching it with me for the first time. But I know, like he was talking about in this video, the former Fox News host accused FBI of lying about Crooks. So, he's accusing the FBI of lying about what happened and took place there, which I'm sure he's probably got a lot of good points in this. But at the same time, I don't know. But anyway, let's see here. Oh, Benny had something on this too, and I think I've got a little bit of Benny, and it's Benny and Tim Burchett talking about this too. And this ties into MK Ultra, like we've went over this a couple times on the show. Speaking of, we may do a rabbit hole around MK Ultra, but let's look at. Let me share my tab here of Tucker, and we'll watch the first few minutes of this. Share, and let me remove and add the stage. All right, so let's do this out.
And you know, that's a little.
These are videos the FBI has worked hard to make sure you haven't seen. They're from the Google Drive account of Thomas Crooks, the man who on July 13th, 2024, showed up at the Butler County, Pennsylvania fairgrounds and tried to assassinate the frontrunner, Donald Trump.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
That day, Thomas Crooks came within a quarter inch of destroying this country. And yet, a year and a half later, we still know almost nothing about him or why he did it. That's because, for some reason, the FBI, even the current FBI, doesn't want us to know.
What's up?
Since the start of their investigation, the FBI has claimed that Thomas Crooks acted alone and that he was a virtual ghost online with no presence at all. Their only substantive claim about Crooks's motive was that he was a right-winger. We learned that from FBI Deputy Director Paul Abate, who said this to Congress just 1 month after the attempted assassination.
Something just very recently uncovered that I want to share is a social media account which is believed to be associated with the shooter in about the 2019-2020 timeframe. There were over 700 comments posted from this account. Some of these comments, if ultimately attributable to the shooter, appear to reflect anti-Semitic and anti-immigration themes, to espouse political violence, and are described as extreme in nature.
The social media account Abate was describing was Crooks's YouTube comments. When the FBI made that claim, we had to take his word for it. We have no way to check, but now we do. In September, we obtained hundreds of comments from Thomas Crooks's YouTube account. Since then, we've gone to great lengths to verify that they're real. We can now confidently say they are. These are genuine, written by Thomas Crooks. But although Crooks's comments are interesting and give tremendous insight into why he did it, they're not the only story. The other story, in fact, the far more significant story, involves the government, the DOJ, and the FBI, which have hidden from the public what they know about Thomas Crooks. The purpose of this report is to reveal details of Crooks's social media accounts and to confront a series of key questions. Why is the FBI keeping Crooks's views a secret? Why are they ignoring congressional subpoenas to divulge information? Why are they pretending that there's nothing to see here? And more than anything, what are they hiding?
You're muted.
Sorry about that. We're not going to watch the whole thing. It's kind of
You have to speak into your mic, X. Turn it
Can't hear
around
me?
there.
Check, check, check. Oh, okay. Eventually, I'm going to go back and watch the whole thing, but we're not going to watch the whole thing tonight. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can go on X and follow Tucker Carlson, and you can go to his page, and it's on there. 1 second here, and I'll provide the link.
You know, like, then there was new stuff that came out, and this is even all over Newsmax. Newsmax has started, and this just happened today. You're drinking my coffee, watching Newsmax this morning. kindly starting to condemn Tucker Carlson for the Nick Fuentes interview. Did you hear about that?
No.
So bringing Nick Fuentes, a prominent far-right activist, he's widely known for his anti-Semitic and white nationalist views. So here's a little bit of what this Newsmax coverage and the condemnation that they had against this. Newsmax provided extensive coverage of the fallout, featuring multiple voices condemning Carlson's decision to provide that platform to Fuentes. They basically delivered a fiery denunciation, calling Carlson now a Nazi freaking promoter, bro, and modern day David Duke. You also had Dershowitz, which in the past I confused Dershowitz, I think, with you, but Harvard law professor emeritus appeared on Newsmax to cast shame on Carlson and his backers, calling the rhetoric classic anti-Semitism. They accuse him of spreading lies and anti-Semitic tropes. So a lot of shit is coming down on Tucker right now for this recent Nick Fuentes.
It's something to. It's a lot to try to discern, I think, with Tucker.
It is. You know, I love Tucker.
He's put out
personally for a very long time.
Content.
Then he lost his show, and I don't know what's happened, but I do feel a rift in his identity. I mean, I can't say it's 100%, but for me, I feel a rift in his identity. I find him to be very awkward, personally. I don't know you. Like, did you see him? You know, like at the Charlie Kirk thing, he's like, oh, and he did some weird shit. Like, it's just weird stuff like that to me, man.
Like I said, I've not really looked at a lot of Tucker stuff this year. Previous years, I did follow a lot of Tucker Carlson and listen to a lot of his stuff. And like I said, he put out some good content in the 4 years that Biden was in office.
He put out a lot of great content.
Yep. And a lot of it made sense.
Something's happening to him, dude.
But I don't have enough right now of his new stuff to make a decision on how I feel about him, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, definitely check it out. If you get a chance, check it out. I don't know if it'll make you feel the way it kind of made me feel. I was like, ooh, question world. You know what I mean? What's going on here, dude?
So this was Kash Patel's, if you want to give that a read there, Parabellum, his response.
Yeah.
To his Tucker's video.
Okay, FBI Director Kash Patel shared details Friday about the Bureau's investigation into Thomas Crooks after Tucker Carlson alleged President Trump's would-be assassin left digital warning signs that he was planning an attack. The former Fox News host has accused the FBI of lying about Crooks' online footprint and revealed disturbing social media comments. Friday, purportedly made by the 20-year-old in the years leading up to the July 13, 2024 shooting at the Trump rally in Butler, PA, suggesting he may not have been a lone wolf. The investigation conducted by over 480 FBI employees revealed Crooks had limited online and in-person interactions, planned and conducted the attack alone, and did not leak or share his intent to engage in the attack with anyone. That's what Patel wrote on X, providing an overview of the case. As part of the investigation, the FBI director said the Bureau conducted over 1,000 interviews, addressed over 2,000 public tips, analyzed data extracted from 13 seized digital devices, reviewed nearly 500,000 digital files, collected, processed, and synchronized hundreds of hours of video footage, analyzed financial activity from 10 different accounts, and they examined data associated with 25 social media or online form accounts. So, damn, did they not do their job? Because I feel like they did, if that's what they did, dude.
Well, I still have we still don't know a whole lot about Thomas Crook at this point. Very little, really. But, like he was.
Yeah, a lot of it's kept out of the media eye.
He was talking about a lone wolf in that. I don't think Thomas Crook was the only person involved in this.
Really? I didn't know that.
Because we had I'd seen it came out back when not long after this took place, it came out that he had his cell phone was tracked to going, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was going to DC. And I also think that he had meetings with someone, or maybe he wasn't going to DC. It was someone from DC and him, and their cell phones were coming together at multiple times. Like the GPS, what's it called? that you track cell phones with? Geo.
Geolocation device. Yeah.
Geolocate. Yeah.
Locating.
Well, these two cell phones, his and one from somebody from DC, coming together quite often. So was he groomed? And if he was, did the government have a hand in this? And this goes to
I can see that, definitely, man. I mean,
yeah, definitely. But
I can see the grooming part of it. I mean, liberals are, I mean, they're so easy to be groomed. I mean, we all know this, definitely on the conservative side of the aisle. They are too emotional. They are weak. People like Jim Jones, that's exactly who they preyed on. Emotionally weak individuals, you know, like active drug users or homeless people, or they're down in their dumps, or, you know, and then you've got emotionally weak state of mind liberals. I can see them absolutely grooming, dude. A liberal, and it'd be very easy to do to set somebody up to be able to go out there and, you know, pull something off like Butler, PA.
How do you feel about Tim Burchett, Representative Tim Burchett?
Well, we talking about with the new stuff that's coming out?
No, just in general. How do you feel about him?
I like him.
I do too. I like
him
a lot.
I like Tim Burchett.
So Benny Johnson had posted this, and it's an interview with him and Tim Burchett, and it's all around this Thomas Crook stuff. And Benny says, Rip, Tim Burchett says Trump assassin Thomas Crook was groomed by CIA and bing, 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 MK Ultra. We talked about MK Ultra, and like I said, we should go down that rabbit hole. MK Ultra style mind control programs and dark intelligence ops for the sole purpose of taking out the president in Butler, Pennsylvania. So let's give a little.
Okay.
You want to watch this interview here? Real
Yeah,
quick?
definitely, man. Yeah, I'm open to the other side of the perspective. I mean, you know, I haven't seen this, so let's look at it.
Let me remove that. But it surprised me that Tim Burchett was talking about MK Ultra. I was like, wow. Let me pull this up here and give you just a second to rewind.
Ultra. I'm going to toss to you. That's right. Yep.
They got.
Oh, let me start it over. There we go. Now let's watch this.
MK Ultra.
I'm going to toss to you. That's right. Yep.
They got sued. They said it didn't exist, and then they got sued, and they said, "Oh, it exists, but we don't use it anymore."
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe them as far as I can throw the dome off the dadgum Capitol, Benny. You got a kid who's got access to guns or has some
like a light version of Senator Kennedy.
He was programmed. You're exactly right. They programmed this kid, and Kristi Noem and Cash and Bongino and the rest are reporting the facts as they know them. The facts have been buried or burned, or whoever knew is either sitting on a beach somewhere and enjoying a fruity drink, or they're dead. I would suggest they're probably dead. And this is what happens. You claim it doesn't. They label me and you conspiracy theorists, but this is exactly what we see happen. And it happens in Washington. It's happening now. It's too deep. It is. And that's why I said, I wish they could go in and just fire everybody and then just start back. But you can't do that because of security. You're going to fire some good people that are clearly have their thumb in the dike on terrorists or what have you. And that's where we're at. That's why Cash Patel and Bongino are having such a hard time. Kristi Noem, I don't, either way, I don't give a rip either way. But I think at their level, that's
all right. We'll stop it there.
That's pretty interesting.
Again, you can go to Benny's page and watch the rest of that interview. I didn't want to play the whole thing and take glory away from Benny. But just the whole thought of him mentioning MK Ultra, and we've talked about MK Ultra several times on the show.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Yep. So
yeah, that's on our website, MK Ultra. He's on there. Check it out. I like what he's saying, though, man. You know, so talking about the grooming, I could see it on a little bit more of, you know, I think grooming comes in multifaceted levels, especially in the political world, or if you want to label it conspiracy world or whatever. So I think they do it nowadays. You know, you got technology, you got social media, you got computers, you got politics, you got everything that's going on. And then you have like the other faceted level of actual, you know, direct, you know, from the CIA or the FBI or whatever. And I think that's what you're talking about as well. So I can see it as a possibility, man. It's a multifaceted grooming.
There was some other some other
I don't
aspects.
take that away.
There was some other aspects around Thomas Crook too. He was also featured in a BlackRock commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you knew that or not, but he's actually in a, you know who BlackRock is. So BlackRock also owns CrowdStrike.
Okay. Which
CrowdStrike cybersecurity. But anyway, like he was featured in a BlackRock commercial. Like this guy was, it seems to me like he was handpicked and targeted.
Yeah, I remember watching it.
To program and manipulate to get him to pull this off. And I don't think he was going to be the main shooter. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think there was another main shooter, but shit went south. And
right. And I see that, but here's kind of where I stand in my logical view is that I am absolutely open to that is a multifaceted attempt at grooming. I am not discounting that at all, but that was during the which administration? That was during the Biden administration, correct? Is what we're saying. Yeah. So where I continue to stand today, whether it be about Charlie Kirk or whether it be about, you know, what went on here with Thomas Crooks, but I stand on the fact that Kash Patel and Bongino and, this new administration is actually probably one of the most historic administrations we could ever be in, as far as they are actually the most transparent administration in the world. They've released so much. They just recently released the Amelia Earhart files. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they have released so much, and so I'm torn and twisted in between that. I don't know about you.
I'm in no way down in Kash Patel or Pam Bondi or any of them. Bongino, right. Like I support them 100%. I think what they're doing is what has to be done. Yeah. I'm just putting this information out there, and you make of it what you will. Yeah, me personally, I think Kash Patel is doing a freaking phenomenal job. But you also had Representative Burchett there saying that they're giving the facts as they know them to be.
Right, and those are the people that are the closest.
But you know, so we'll get into some of this a little bit later. But one of the things with the Epstein stuff is, if they're going to dig into this, and I think Trump led them down this path on this Epstein stuff, and I think it's possibly coming out to the same thing with Thomas Crook stuff. Is you're not going to you're not going to lay all your cards on the table right up front. You're going to hold some shit back. Yeah. Because it's still being investigated. So yeah, like I said, hats off to Kash and the DOJ and all this, but I think it's part of slowly walking the Democrats into revealing their cards, in my opinion.
Absolutely. They're running a trot line. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're getting them.
They ran a big trot line when it comes to the Epstein shit here, but we'll get into some of that in a minute.
God, yes, dude.
You want to jump into some Eric Swalwell shit?
Yeah, you want me to start off with that video I got?
We can, or I've got. Let me remove that page. Now let's. This is kind of a lead into it. Trump DOJ opens mortgage fraud probe into Eric Swalwell.
Oh, wow.
As
look at that good old Fang.
Yeah. I picked that picture specifically to put with that because of what I've got coming
up.
What
a turd, man. Sleeping with a Chinese spy. My God.
Congressman vows to keep fighting. So yeah, let's roll the footage you got.
Roll into that video. I've got tell us a little bit about what's going on. So Trump DOJ Pam Bondi, they're opening, of course, the mortgage fraud probe into Eric Swalwell, just like Letitia James and everything else that's going on. Here's a quick clip on that, guys. Check it out. Swalwell in the news.
Fox News alert: Swalwell could be in some trouble. The feds are looking into his past, not Fang, at least not yet. NBC is reporting that the congressman is being referred to the Justice Department for criminal prosecution. Once again, mortgage fraud. The allegations are that Swalwell listed his $1.2 million DC pad as his primary residence. But he's a congressman from California. Now it's up to Bondi to prosecute. Swalwell says Trump's just out for retribution, and the allegations are false. But that's the same thing Tish, Comey, and Bolton said. Eric better get his house in order. Rumor has it he wants Gavin's job. But if convicted, he won't have either.
All right, so you had a different one than I had. I want to play mine too because it kind of plays into what I'm getting at here. But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of what's going on. We'll watch a little bit more of what's going on here, but it gets into a little bit of response from Eric Swalwell on his whole entire. Let me see, where's that at?
Oh yeah, that gets a little bit further. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Moments ago, Fox can now confirm that California Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell has been criminally referred to the Department of Justice accused of mortgage fraud. Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey reporting live on this breaking news on Eric Swalwell from the North Lawn. Hey, Peter.
Martha, as I was walking up here to do a hit on a different topic, I got a call from an administration official filling us in that Eric Swalwell, the Democratic California congressman, has indeed been referred to the Justice Department by Bill Pulte, who is the head of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac right now, because he is accused of making false or misleading statements on a mortgage application. We believe that this pertains to a $1.2 million house that Swalwell has in the Washington, D.C. area. Swalwell has already responded. Part of his very long statement says, as the most vocal critic of Donald Trump over the last decade and as the only person who still has a surviving lawsuit against him, the only thing I am surprised about is that it took him this long to come after me. Like James Comey and John Bolton, Adam Schiff and Lisa Cook, Letitia James, and the dozens more to come, I refuse to live in fear in what was once the freest country in the world. Now, Swalwell has not been charged with anything. This is a criminal referral. Basically, a government agency thinks that they spotted something that is possibly illegal on mortgage documents from Swalwell. The Justice Department will now review these documents to see if a prosecutor believes that charges are worthy in this.
Come on, she love you good. Boom, boom, long time.
She love you good. Boom, boom, long time. I like it. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Had to throw that in there at the end of it. But that was his response. Like he was all high and mighty and blah 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 blah. Well, let's take a look back. Man. Let's take a look back here at
Adam Schiff done the same response. Letitia James done the same response.
I got this clip here. This is Alex Stein and Eric Swalwell. It's
Back to the future, baby.
It's a funny ass Fang clip. So let's give this a play here. Oh, wait a minute. Why is that not? Hold on a second. StreamYard is
yeah, it's not playing nice tonight, man. Definitely through Google. Firefox tends to some reason do it better.
Let me remove that and re-add it back.
The crazy thing about all that, is something that I am a little worried about is this new information that came out on the Letitia James mortgage trial. And there was 3 words that may just throw this thing into entire chaos. And we've known about it for about a month or 2 now. We're just waiting to see what happens when it goes to trial after the indictment. But including short-term rentals. Have you heard about that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there was 3 words included in Letitia James' contract, dude. And I'm not going for her at all. I hope they all rot and burn in hell. I hope they lose all of their court cases and Trump does get vindication for the way that they came after him. But these words right here, including short-term rentals, that is in there in her contract in which she signed, which says she is allowed to rent out those properties. So, that kind of throws a mix. So I'm really waiting to see what happens with those trials, and then here we go. We got Adam Schiff and now we've got Eric Swalwell. So, what happens with Letitia is going to possibly determine the rest.
Swalwell, ain't his like he's got a residence in DC that looks to be his permanent residence, but he's also got a residence in California that another freaking family is living.
He's a senator in California.
Yeah, he's a senator. or congressman from California, and he's supposed to have a residency in California, but looks like his primary residence is in D.C. And the house
Absolutely, that's what it is across the board. Is primary residence doesn't match where you actually live, you know, and that's exactly what they're all in trouble for.
The house that he says he lives in California, there's a whole different family living in it, and unless they're his actual family, I don't see him getting out of this because.
Well, it depends. I mean, we'll see what happens with this Letitia James trial. That's where I'm really at, because if that's included in all three of those, whatever happens with the including short-term rentals that's decided amongst the judges is, I think that's going to determine where this is really going to go, whether we're either wasting our time or we're going to actually get some accountability, in which I would prefer accountability. But I do keep an open mind. Like, that is a coinky dink, bro.
I think I've got this second clip here loaded up. Let me double check it and make sure.
Hey,
yeah, here we go.
Is this Fang the Chinese spy, Eric? Remember when you slept with that Chinese spy, Eric? Why don't you ever talk about that, Fang? Remember you're banging Fang? Did she give you anal? People are saying that she gave you an insertion. Is that true?
An insertion.
This is the guy's banging Chinese spies. Nobody investigates you, Eric. Why is that? Nobody investigates this guy banging Chinese spies like it's no big deal.
Oh,
I love that guy, man, whoever it is. I mean, just going after him. It was kind of like the same thing with the Anthony Weiner, the other podcaster that caught him going down the street asking him about that laptop, you know. And again, every time I hear that name, it brings me back to Sidney Powell. We never really got to play that video about Sidney Powell and all that information she released so many years ago before all this shit really started coming out. So, you know, I'm glad to see that video, man. That puts a smile on me, bro. You there? Did I lose you? Hello? Okay. I think I lost take 7. Well,
you got me?
Yeah, there you are. Where'd you
go? Camera dropped out. 1 second here. But while I'm fixing this, let's watch this other thing video that I've got.
Oh, you got another one? Okay.
It's only a couple seconds.
Eric.
Oh, wrong one. Let's see. There it is.
Government-mandated pregnancies. Government-mandated pregnancies. We have to make sure that every woman in America has the freedom to make decisions about her own body. And
so anyway, that's Eric Swalwell, ladies and gentlemen, sleeping with the Chinese spy.
Gosh. Total loser in my book. Absolutely treasonous, seditionist son of a gun, dude. Like, I don't like him. Not one bit at all.
Let me remove some of these slides real quick, and we'll jump into, let's see what we got up next. Oh, I think we're getting into, we're ready to get into some Epstein stuff. So
yeah, so that was one that really lit you up over the weekend. I was getting some furious texts late night.
Yeah, I was fired up.
I'm pissed. Raw, you know, that was bad too. It was like, look at him trying to smear Trump, you know, with Epstein. This is when it all first happened, you know, of course, and then we know how maybe it plays out a little bit. So we're going to go down that whole debacle of how that started and where we're at now today with the Epstein emails that came out that Democrats tried to play as a gotcha, a smoking gun on Trump. All right, so here we go. This is one of the original messages. Is that what you want?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this is one of the original messages. Who's this one from? Is this a Virginia Jeffrey or from Jeffrey Epstein? Okay, to GMAX. Okay, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And then they blacked it out, right? So this initial thing, victim. Didn't know who it was at the time. Spent hours at my house with him.
In just a minute, but go ahead.
He has never once been mentioned. Okay, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there.
Okay,
so that was one of the 3 emails that came out.
There you go. Same email, the original email that had already came out.
Yeah. So what happened with this, as far as I know, is that the Democrats released 3 emails, okay, out onto the Congress floor, and they were basically cherry-picked information that dropped President Trump's name, and they blacked out this victim name. Later on, what was the response from Mike Johnson and the GOP? They then turned around and released 20,000 additional Epstein files, okay, to be able to clear up some of this bullshit that's going on. And this is what came from it. In the release of those 20,000 files, the victim name that was redacted was revealed from the GOP. And it says, I want you to realize that dog doesn't have any bark. Virginia Jeffrey spent hours at my house with him. So Virginia Jeffrey, or however you want to say her name, that was what happened. Her identity was revealed. And who is Virginia Jeffrey? X7.
Well, yep. Let's get into some of that, because let's get a little background behind her. So she, her father worked for Trump. He was over, I think, the maintenance at Mar-a-Lago, and her father got her on working for Trump, and I think she worked in the spa. And if I'm not mistaken, Epstein came in and kind of stole her from Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, yeah.
But
he was upset about that.
So, you know, after all the shit went down, and Epstein was put in prison, you know, you got Virginia, and she had posted this. I think I'm not sure exactly. One second here. Yeah, she posted this about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and she says, "I'm making this publicly known that I am in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me, in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me to protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted." So she had posted that. So a year and a half later, she had posted this, and I remember when this came out. So she's talking about
this year's been the worst start to a year. You want me to go read it, or go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You do it.
Okay, so a year and a half later, this is Virginia Jeffrey. This year has been the worst start to a year, but I won't bore anyone with the details. But I think it's important to note that when a school bus driver comes at you driving 110 kilometers as we were slowing for a turn, that no matter what your car is made of, it might as well be a tin can. I've gone into kidney renal failure. They've given me 4 days to live, transferring me to a specialist hospital in urology. I'm ready to go, just not until I see my babies one last time. But you know what they say about wishes. Shit in one hand and wish in the other. And I guarantee it's still going to be shit at the end of the day. Thank you all for being the wonderful people of the world and for being a great part of my life. God bless you all, Virginia.
So she got into a bus accident. 110 kilometers was the speed, which is what, the equivalent about 60 miles an hour, roughly, somewhere around
68.
there. 68 miles an hour. And she has kidney failure from this accident and going into renal failure. But yet the police report, I think in Australia, when it came out, said that she was fine. Everybody walked away from it, and it wasn't that bad of an accident from what I'd read when all this came out.
Right.
So, and then she posted a picture, which she's in a hospital bed, and it kind of looked a little bit staged, in my opinion. The picture she had posted, I didn't get that. I wished I would have got that too, but you know.
Oh, it's a little churched up, was it?
Yeah, like it's kind of making me wonder what was going on. So then we had this come out. Apparently, because of her condition she was in, Virginia Jeffrey, one of Jeffrey Epstein's most prominent abuse survivors, dies by suicide. She killed herself.
Wow.
But yet, you know, look at that.
No way am I suicidal. So, you know, people wonder where the questions come from. I mean, it's right there. You know, we're going to have questions.
So she supposedly died by suicide. Now, me personally, I don't I'm kind of back and forth with this. Did she commit suicide, or was she suicided because she knew a lot, or is she in witness protection? And it was
possibility of all three, man.
It's something to definitely keep an eye on and keep track of. Honestly, believe there's more to this story than just she committed suicide. And with that, let's take a look at what her dad had to say here. Give me a second to pull this one up. But her dad had some commentary on this whole entire thing. Let me find, there it is. Let's pull that up and let me remove that from stage. And let's look at what her dad had to say here.
Your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life?
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening. It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide, there's no way that she did. Somebody got to her.
Yeah.
No way she committed suicide. Somebody got to her. And like I said, you know, you had her posting this. She's not suicidal, and then she commits suicide. So,
right. And then you've got this. So why is it so big that it was revealed that it was Virginia Jeffrey who? Hold on, let me see if I can zoom this in for you guys. Why is that so important that the GOP senators revealed that that's who that was that the Democrats were trying to do with 3 cherry-picked emails? Well, Virginia Jeffrey consistently stated that Donald Trump was not involved in any wrongdoing against her and described him as friendly in their limited interactions. This position was expressed in her memoir, in a sworn deposition, and in a 2011 interview, although she later clarified some details about the interview quote. But here's the main thing. All right.
You're breaking up there, Parabellum.
No wrongdoing. Post. Oh, sorry about that. Can you hear me? In no wrongdoing. Oh, hold on.
Yep, you are.
Hold on. It's coming.
Parabellum is
Can
a
you hear me
little
now?
glitchy right now. You good now?
I think so. My computer, for some reason, when I share my screen, it starts to glitch out. But I'll just read it to you real quick.
Okay.
Does that better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So no wrongdoing. That was her repeated statements on President Donald Trump. Various accounts, including her posthumously published memoir, Nobody's Girl, Jeffrey maintained that Trump never abused her or engaged in any inappropriate conduct with her. He couldn't have been friendlier. And in a deposition testimony in 2016, when questioned by lawyers for Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey testified under oath that she did not believe Trump had knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein's misconduct with underage girls. But what was in those 3 emails? What was one of the quotes? One of the quotes was, Trump knew. Trump knew. Yeah, the whole thing stinks to high heaven, bro.
Yep.
So whenever the name was revealed, I think it totally destroyed this as a smear campaign against President Donald Trump. What do you think?
Yeah. You had, well, we'll get to some of this in a minute, but you had the DNC retract a lot of or one of the posts they had made about Trump and Epstein. But
They had to delete it from the internet.
Look at this shit.
Okay.
This is this is the court stuff. Virginia Jeffrey. Let's see here. Where was I at? 1 second. Yeah. Have you ever been in Donald Trump? Have you ever been in Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein's presence with one another? And she replies, no. And then over on the bottom right of the screen, he didn't partake in any of any sex with any of us, but he flirted with me. It's true. So she replies that he didn't partake in any sex with us. But
it's not true that he flirted with me. Donald Trump never flirted with me.
So he didn't partake in any sex, and he never flirted with her.
Yeah.
And then you've got I think they forgot this stuff was out there already, but then you've got
clearly. Well, no, I think they knew. That's exactly why they put victim redacted.
Yep.
They're in so much shit for that.
C3 had posted this the other day on X, and I kind of grabbed it real quick because I thought it'd be like perfect to put in with this. But this is, I think this was court testimony. Question: when did Donald Trump flirt with you? Answer: he didn't. That's what's inaccurate. And this is Virginia, making these answers. Question: Did you ever see Donald Trump at Jeffrey Epstein's house? Answer:
No.
Not that I can remember. Question: On his island? Answer: Not that I can remember. Question: In New Mexico? No, not that I can remember. Question: In New York? Answer: Not that I can
Nope.
remember. She pretty much vindicated Trump in all of this.
I mean, how shitty is that of the Democrats? I mean, they were totally exposed. You know, I don't know if they expected the GOP to come out and release 20,000 more emails or 20,000 more documents on the Epstein files to clear this up. And I think they did a great job in doing it. I think they cleared it up very well. You had Bill O'Reilly. He came out. He did a take on this. Unless you got something else.
Nope, go ahead. I've got more, but go ahead. This would be a perfect spot for that.
Good. So we'll jump in. And so it started going across the airwaves, everything like that we've talked to up to this far. And then Bill O'Reilly, he doesn't really like to talk about the Epstein files and get caught up in the mumbo jumbo of that. I understand that from the one side. I also understand it from, the questionable side. Let's ask questions. But I thought it was a pretty good take from Bill O'Reilly. Let's check
Epstein.
it out.
I don't like covering this story, but there's hysteria again. So I'm just going to walk through it quickly. Number one, the Democratic Party and the hate Trump movement wants to tie the president to Epstein. Desperately wants to do that. They don't care if it's true or not. That's the key. They want to tie him. So there was this big hysteria about releasing the so-called Epstein files. I don't even know what they are. I don't even know if they exist. What I do know, because I talked to the president directly about it, one-on-one, okay, is that there's a hesitation for the federal government to release unverified documents associated with Epstein. Well, that happened today, okay? So a Democrat in the House on the Committee of Oversight released some kind of document or something that says that President Trump knew about what Epstein was doing. All right. So this is based upon nothing. Hearsay. Emails between Epstein and a guy named Michael Wolff, who is in business to destroy Trump and his family. But even in those emails, there's no accusation of anything. Now, there is, according to this Democrat, a Donald Trump was in Epstein's house when a victim was in there. And the victim's name is Virginia Giuffre, who wrote a book. But what's interesting about Miss Giuffre, who committed suicide, is that she denies that Donald Trump had anything to do with her. So where's the story? What's the story? Yet
there's no story.
The dishonest media will run wild with it, and we'll play some of that tomorrow. So this is just a smear, another in a long line of smears. But the most important part of the story is you don't release unverified material attached to a heinous individual like Epstein. That is irresponsible. And that's just what happened here.
So they're shut down with the shit.
Yeah.
And once they're shut down with the shit, this is what they come back with for a smear tactic.
Yeah.
And it's all total bullshit, and it's being exposed.
Absolutely, dude. So here's the thing, man. Here's the one that, like what Bill O'Reilly said. It's total hearsay. There's nothing there. It's basically emails between Michael Wolff, Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. The victim was revealed as Virginia Giuffre. And it's just hearsay of, kind of like that guy down on Wichita Street that messes with the mufflers. They said he had them perk 10s or whatever, and then the cops show up and there's nothing there.
you know what all, check this out. Do you know what all these left-wing people who are believing this shit remind me of? Every time something like this happens, like you had the Russia collusion, you had Mar-a-Lago raid, you had January 6th, all this stuff. And what always happens with Trump? Oh, there's nothing there, and they can't get him. They can't get the man
Yeah.
on anything.
Your mic.
But, my mic?
Yeah, speak. You had to move it to where we can hear you better.
Oh, sorry. But anyway, like they all, like, with all this stuff, January 6th, Russia collusion, every bit of that stuff that we've seen, the left who follow this stuff and follow mainstream news remind me of one person, and I'm going to say Dukes of Hazzard. Can you guess who I'm talking about?
Oh, get. You talking about that one?
We got them Duke boys now. Get. That's what it reminds me of.
Man.
That's
a good impersonation, dude. They are,
every
man.
time I hear it, I think of Roscoe. Every time I see these left-wing people,
Roscoe,
we got Trump now. He's going to jail. Get.
Yeah.
It's retarded.
It is, dude. It's the Roscoe.
Shut up! You're stupid.
But
you don't know what you're talking about.
One of their biggest things that they did is here's what really did it for me in understanding very quickly that this was bogus. It was another smear tactic, a campaign against President Donald Trump with hearsay. Is the sheer fact of where they released these emails. Okay, they could have went to a news media outlet. They could have went, to an independent journalist. They could have done something somewhere, right? But where did they go? No, they went to the Congress floor and released this. And why would they do that, Higgs? Well, because that's the only place that they're protected, okay, where they cannot be sued, and there can be no consequences come after the Democrats for releasing this information. They're actually allowed to release information that is unverified, untrue, non-substantiated claims. That is the only place that senators are actually allowed to do it. So the very reason that's what did it for me is that they chose to release the information there.
Yep.
Okay.
Take a peek at this.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Exactly what you're saying right here. Eric Daughtry and Nick Sorter both had posted about this. I think I was telling you this pre-show, but breaking: the Democrat Party deletes accusations President Trump spent Thanksgiving with Jeffrey Epstein 2017. Both of them had posted about that, and they were showing, if you look there, they're showing the link or the actual screenshot where they had put that out there, and then they deleted it because it wasn't true. And I love, I love Nick Sorter's post. He says, he was literally the president, dumbass. You don't think someone would have noticed? Trump should bankrupt the DNC.
Absolutely, dude.
That's how stupid they are. Speaking of, like you were also talking about information, what you were saying there a minute ago about the information that should have been, if they had it, they should have released it. Well, let's. Did I remove? Let's see here. Let's take a peek at this right here real quick. This is ABC News.
Okay.
And this came out a couple years ago. I think we had this on the show, maybe somewhere around episode 14, 15. I know I'd posted it on Facebook, but check this out. This is ABC News talking about this Epstein shit. And listen at what the ABC News anchor has. Project Veritas went undercover and got this. So check this out.
Oh, I love me some Veritas.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in this of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations.
Oh, I remember this Veritas video.
All of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, it was what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago saying there will come a day where we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
Clinton ties.
Would you read your writing?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
Yes, I do.
First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts.
Yeah, what about that Prince Andrew stuff and losing the royal title? All that's came out recently.
Network insider. This brave insider works at
Yep.
ABC News. ABC News anchorwoman Amy Robach is talking to her producer on a hot mic. She says she had the Jeffrey Epstein story 3 years ago, and her...
I want to pause real quick and just apologize. I should have upped the volume in that a little bit. I know it's kind of quiet.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. It's a little low.
You guys can go to YouTube and look this up, Project Veritas with the ABC News interview, and you can find it over there and watch it. Well, we won't watch the whole entire thing, but we'll continue the rest of it here, or a little bit more of it here.
Is it ABC News spiked it?
And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had
Bam.
I tried.
So I'm just going to stop it there. We won't watch the rest of that. If you guys want to go look it up, you can go look it up and watch the whole entire Project Veritas undercover that they got with her. But she mentioned Clinton there, which that's huge because, and this is why. Let's see here. What's up?
I got you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. There we go. Trump posted this on Truth Social today. If you want to give that a read there, Parabellum.
Yeah, so President Trump coming out on Truth Social, this was huge when it came out. Now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all of their other failures, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, J.P. Morgan, Chase, and many other people, institutions, to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia scam with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned. A lot of people put out like initial comments. I'm sitting here going to grab my popcorn, you know. We're waiting, dude. Because I'm waiting.
I've been saying this all ties into, like, everything ties together, but like this whole Epstein stuff will tie right into Hillary, right into Bill, and multiple others.
Well, we mentioned on the show before, I mean, other investigations into George Soros, okay, and his funding. The Clinton Foundation, also, Reid Hoffman's been mentioned on this show a whole lot. You know, you see Peter Strzok, all these names, you know, and Chuck Grassley. You're going to hear that here on this show, whether it be from the Q drops or the conservative news that's going on. It's the questions that we're asking. And if you go back, we've only been doing about 30 episodes, but each and every single one of these names have been mentioned on the show. And what you're seeing now is you're starting to see criminal investigations, if not indictments, start to come down for each and every one of those names that we're listing.
So this is something else I want to hit on too. Like I hit on this every show, but I really want to stress it more than anything tonight is, like, especially with this Epstein stuff, and you hear all these people, well, Trump's not doing this, you know, like MAGA supporters. Trump's not doing this, and, you know, Trump's not doing that, and Bondi's not doing this and that, and Cash Patel, and blah, 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 and they just whine and go on and bitch. Well, listen, people.
Yep.
I've said this a million times. Trump said the swamp runs deep. It runs deep. You got to look. It's had, you know, if we go back to like just when we come off the gold standard, the first, well, not the first time, but the most recent time in the 70s, when we come off, like, it goes back further than that. The 20s, you know, all the way back throughout history. This swamp has had time to, it's had time to embed itself in there, and this can't be done in 1 year of Trump's presidency. And, you know, we had the Red October video talking about accountability phases coming, and it is coming, but you have to give it time. and I'll say this again, and I'll quote this from at RealAbs 1776 on X. Do you want it right or do you want it right now? Because you can't have both. It's got to be done right. We've got to drain these people out there that's in the swamp, because what's going to happen if you take these people in front of these corrupt judges like Boasberg and
gosh, yeah.
What's going to happen?
You got Supreme Court Ketanji Jackson. I mean, all these people. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
We are wasting our time if the system isn't cleaned out, and that's what what's happening right now. Is it's being exposed, and the system is going to start being cleaned out, and we will have accountability. Just be patient, people. Quit losing your shit. They want us to. They want us divided. We talked about this.
That's the entire Democratic plan. You're correct. That's the entire Democratic plan, man.
United we
stand. The conservatives
we
any
fall.
which way they can. That is what they do. So they do the multifaceted approach, right? And they start with social media, like we've said here before. That's exactly what they're doing now. So they put out unconfirmed information, and then they get conservatives questioning their own base.
Shit's not going
Stop
like
that.
you.
Democrats don't do that, dude.
If
They
shit's not
vote
going
through.
if shit's not going like you pictured, bear with it. It's coming. Quit losing your shit over if it's not playing out the way you thought it's going to play out. Because a lot of shit that I've seen is not played out the way I thought it was going to play out. But I'm not losing my shit over it.
Not at all. But according
I
to
lose my
Epstein-
shit over people who like MAGA supporters and MAGA followers who just start going, man, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Shut up. It's all right.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Well, they
It's
start
coming.
losing it, and they stop really following the conservative movement because they get lost in the Candace Owens, or they get lost in the, the Charlie Kirk shooting, and then they get lost in the Islamophobe of Zoran Mamdani, and then they get lost, in all this other stuff with the Epstein files. It's like, I'm not getting lost today, dude. I'm staying right on track. We have President Trump. We have the most transparent FBI. And DOJ, that it probably never happen again, dude. I mean, government's always going to be fucked up. But this is probably one of the few moments where you actually have a chance to get real truth, real transparency, real accountability.
Just think of what we see.
So I'm going to ride with it.
Within, the first few months here of this year with Trump's presidency, what we've seen come out. Just, think of that alone. Like that, what's come out's been huge so far. So hang with
definitely.
it. The swamp runs deep, and it's going to take time to drain it.
Absolutely.
Now I've got to figure out some closing words.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, you had Caroline Levitt. She came out here recently, and she was talking about she was actually questioning the timing of those leaked emails from the Democrats in Congress. So you want to give that a watch real quick?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, let's check it out. Caroline Levitt.
Now they're talking about it all of a sudden because President Trump is in the Oval Office. But when Joe Biden was sitting in there, the Democrats never brought this up. This wasn't an issue that they cared about because they actually don't care about the victims in these cases. They care about trying to score political points against President Trump, as we have, of course, seen with this government shutdown. And this entire thing, again, it's not a coincidence to the American people at home. There are no coincidences in Washington, D.C. And it is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government. This is another distraction campaign by the Democrat and the liberal media, and it's why I'm being asked questions about Epstein instead of the government reopening because of Republicans and President Trump.
She said
it's exactly what they do, and she called them out right there.
She said there are no coincidences. I said I had no cue for tonight, but let me see if I can pull this one up real quick. Well, I won't pull it up, but anyway, Q says there's no coincidences.
Yeah,
and she said that.
So does Jethro Gibbs. I love that son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. I do. Yeah. But here's some other things, man. Let's see if we can remove. Where'd that go?
But, can you play that one more time? There was something else I wanted to get at in that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now they're talking about it all of a sudden because President Trump is in the Oval Office. But when Joe Biden was sitting in there, the Democrats never brought this up. This wasn't an issue that they cared about because they actually.
That's it. Okay. So, I think you mentioned this a little bit ago. Think about it, people. If they would have had this shit on Trump, they had 4 years of Joe Biden in office.
Yeah.
None of this shit came out. They had 4 years of Trump when he was in office. Yeah. None of this shit came out. And now they're pulling it out. They're pulling it out of their freaking ass. It's bullshit.
Absolutely. And the Epstein thing happened actually during the Trump administration, if I'm correct, towards the end of it. Wasn't that correct? Or so I think they've had more than 4 years.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to, is what I'm saying.
But yeah, it's bullshit. If they'd had this shit before, you would have seen it because
Absolutely.
they hate Trump so bad. They went after him so bad.
That's a great and valid point. I think it's the perfect time to bring up these two little slides that have been popping up here.
Okay.
So this is something that I've seen. And this is basically a list of why the Democrats are retarded for trying to smear President Trump with Epstein emails. Okay. So I don't know who this is, but they posted, I seen it in my X feed and I liked it. I said, let me get this straight. With the release of the Epstein emails, this is what we found out. Epstein actually hated Trump. He didn't trust him. They were not friends. The New York Times directly worked with Epstein to suppress stories about him. And after Bradley Edwards, the lawyer for the accusers, said that Trump was the only individual to cooperate and help, Epstein said Trump didn't have one decent cell in his body. This was also compelling that the Democrats faked the redaction of the supposed victim's name, Virginia Giuffre, the name that they blocked, who publicly testified that Trump was innocent. Oh, and also the Russiagate. Yeah, we know. That was confirmed a hoax.
That's everything
just like we all said. So putting that into a little bit more perspective, let's go back. And for me, looking at these things is why I need to sustain that we are sitting with an awesome administration right now under President Trump, Pam Bondi, FBI, DOJ, CIA. Here's a list of things, okay? This is all the times they try to get Trump. Here's a quick little list
I love it.
to help you out, guys. 2016, Hillary, we'll get Trump. 17, it was his tax returns. Okay, Comey, we're going to get Trump in 17. 18, it was Mueller, the Mueller investigation. 19, it was Stormy for the first time. Avenatti will get Trump. Impeachment number 1 in 2020. 2021, Letitia James, currently under investigation for mortgage fraud for the very same thing she pointed the finger at President Trump about. 2021, impeachment 2. We're going to get Trump yet again. A.G. Garland in 21. We're going to get Trump. January 6th trial, everything that went down with January 6th. They went after his taxes in 2022. We're going to get Trump. Stormy, she came back 2023. You guys don't remember, we showed you the before and after photos. That was scary Halloween. But anyways, Alvin Bragg, 2023. We're going to get Trump. E. Jean Carroll, you remember that? Had to pay off a little bit of money. And I don't know how that all worked out, but that's some bullshit that really went down there. Jack Smith shows up in 2023. We're going to get Trump. In Goron, we're going to get Trump. Fannie Willis, here she comes. Oh, wait a minute. She was caught up in a sex scandal with that guy, with the slick bald head. Apparently she had that gorilla grip, if you guys don't remember. That was some of the quotes that came out of that goddamn trial. But 2024, what about the assassins, the assassination? PA, the tree stand, the multiple attempts that they tried to get on President Trump's life. And then they ultimately, there's more things on this list. They went after Charlie Kirk, somebody who helped actually elect President Trump with his points of views. 2024, it turned into Kamala. We're going to get Trump. And there's so many more ways of how they went after Trump, man. Ooh, I get it. I'm about to get that sound.
I love it.
I'm telling you can't make it up, dude. You can't make it up. When somebody's trying that hard,
I had to throw that Roscoe in
it's
there.
just because you have a personal agenda. You can see that in your own lives. Anybody who's a common American, they see that with the manipulative or vindictive that may be in their life, or the messed up ones that don't quite think straight. They all see that, and they keep them at distance. Okay? It's just insane, man. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You were in and out a little bit. But yeah, every time I hear
it started slowing down, so
that list, everything you read on it, like I said, it made me want to pull that Roscoe thing up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's even better, man. There's even more stuff that could be on that list. Arctic Frost, the spying of all the senators, 92 GOP organizations that were spied upon, everything that just happened in the shutdown that allows for the GOP senators to actually start suing the people who were wiretapping them. A lot of that's going on. The shutdown of Tim Burchett, he was shut down I don't know if we played that video. I think we did, but Tim Burchett, he was shut down, as far as trying to put a motion on the floor.
No, you've not played that. Go ahead and play. Yeah,
Let's go ahead and play that.
Yeah, play that.
Tim Burchett, actually, after all this
is on
went
the
down,
Epstein files, right?
Yeah, all this went down with the Epstein files. And, one of the first things that Senator Tim Burchett did, he went out and he did a UC motion, and he dropped it on the floor. And here's a 47-second video.
He posted several
Democrats
videos.
turned it down.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Here's one for you.
Hey, everybody. Tim Burchett just left the House floor, and I tried to do a UC, unanimous consent, of I tried to get the Epstein files, get it straight to the floor, just to cut out all this nonsense. And, and the Democrats blocked it, oddly enough. Now, here they've had it for 4 years, and they, obviously, if there's something there about Trump, they would have released it. And now they're all, let's get it out, let's get it out. Well, I just made a motion to bring it straight to the dadgum floor, and they blocked it. They blocked it. So
he loves that dadgum
politics. It has nothing to do with what's doing what's right. I mean, it's Washington, D.C. to a T. And again, they ought to be ashamed of themselves, but they're probably not. Thank y'all for sending me here.
I say you're right, Tim Burchett. They're not ashamed of themselves.
But again, I think this is, like the whole thing, we had that, let me pull that back up here. We had this.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I think Trump baited them into this whole entire thing with the Epstein files so he could pull off what he's talking about here with starting to investigate it and starting to investigate Bill and Hillary, Reid Hoffman, J.P. Morgan Chase, and multiple others. I think that.
Yeah, look, Reid Hoffman tied to George Soros, the flight logs with Bill Clinton, which, they've tried to throw that up in and say, oh, no, he never went. But, there's flight logs that said that he did.
One of the other things, too, that makes me think of the Democratic Party, and I think we've put this up on the show a couple times, but especially with this Epstein stuff and how they've, Trump's kind of, well, I thought I had that. Yeah, I do have that. Okay, so how they've kind of shot themselves in the foot and opened the floodgate for this Epstein stuff, and that's what Trump's getting at. But this is what the Democratic Party does every single time.
Yeah, they do. They do, man. Every single time, dude. Front wheel drive, stick in the spoke, bro.
Yeah.
Looking at this right here and this list, I love this is just a short little concise list. And there's so much more to go off of. But what about the Clinton Foundation, buddy? You've been following what's going on with the Clinton Foundation here recently?
I've seen a little bit back and forth with it. I know the Clinton Foundation is now being investigated.
They are.
It kind of ties back into, this right here.
It does, dude. I've got a video for that.
It all ties together.
So let's play this quick little video. It's a 3-minute video, but it's pretty informative. It's not off Newsmax, their main channel, but it's off Newsmax 2. So it's not put together as well as Newsmax 1. But check it out, guys. They're talking about the Clinton Foundation. It is back in the news. It is back to being investigated.
A new CASHA document shows how Bill and Hillary Clinton's foundation collected donations from foreign and domestic interests seeking influence. The documents, now being dubbed as the Clinton corruption files, make it clear that there was an effort to obstruct legitimate inquiries into the foundation by blocking real investigation by line-level FBI agents and DOJ field prosecutors and keeping them from following the money. Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel hope to make all the documents public by the end of this week. And I know so many people, including you, Chris, I'm sure, will love to comb through these documents. I will say there's also Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley is supposed to get his hands on these documents. He has, of course, a lot on his plate with Arctic frost, everything else. But I'm happy to see that they're taking this up, and maybe we even get a hearing or two there, don't you think?
Well, it would be very nice. It's long, long overdue. In Washington, D.C., sometimes these things go on for decades on end before anybody raises an eyebrow. But the Clintons and their nefarious goings-on have been well established for a long, long time, going all the way back to Little Rock and the Rose Law Firm firm where they were involved in all kinds of scandals and money-making schemes and madness. And, of course, Bill Clinton got a $500,000 fee for a speech that he gave in Moscow with, his Russian Moscow Kremlin friends. And that was all considered to be perfectly normal by the New York Times and CNN. They didn't see anything curious here. Kind of like the Biden family and all of their money flowing in.
It reminds me of, and around the time I worked at Breitbart, and I remember Peter Schweitzer came out with his book, Clinton Cash. I think it was during the 2016 election where, I think, Jimmy, maybe you remember this. There was the story, I think it was the New York Times actually picked it up, and it was about the Ukraine. It had to do with Ukraine and the money that flew from Ukraine to the Clinton Foundation. If you read his book, it is quite interesting how he follows the money, and it seems like every time there's a big donation, all of a sudden Bill Clinton would be getting on a plane and going to some country and making a speech.
And I think we can't forget what happened with Haiti, too, the large investment that the foundation put in Haiti.
I was getting ready to say
that
Haiti.
money ended up going nowhere.
Right.
We don't know where it went. So I think, when
nobody,
you look at
nobody knows what happened with that.
For the cannibals. It's a shame because when you look at this, there are, over 1 million foundations in this country that are doing really good work.
Yeah, dude,
it
it's
takes one,
still
the Clinton
destroyed to
Foundation,
this
to really
day.
kind of ruin it for everyone. But I think if you're sitting at home questioning whether you think this is true or not, there's a lot of documented history of kind of the corruption that has followed this famous, very famous couple.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And it's been well established. And the Schweitzer book was sort of the gold standard because he committed journalism there. And,
it was great investigative
and told
reporting.
the truth. It was great investigative reporting and a wonderful book. Yeah,
yes.
did a great job.
Information. Truth.
That's what.
So there you go. So new stuff
The
coming
left.
out on that, dude.
The left follows propaganda outlets and.
Well, you was talking about Haiti, man, and you called it out perfectly. It was like, what do they do? Build two houses? That's insane.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like as this was before it got to Haiti there, I was thinking about, okay, there's Haiti. There's what else was it? U1, the U1 scandal with Hillary. Like there's so much shit that ties. And then now Trump's tying this Epstein stuff. Like I said, this all ties together.
Dude,
Every
the
bit of it.
pieces are piecing. You know what I mean? So a little bit into that of what's going on with the new stuff that was just dropped by Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. Okay, so this is as of November 14th. This news just dropped about a new investigation in. So you can get on your little Google AI, you search it up, and you say, "Oh, they found no wrongdoing." Yeah, whatever. We're talking about new investigation, November 14th. Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. They've submitted new documents to Congress detailing allegations of pay-to-play schemes involving the Clinton Foundation. These files reportedly reveal that the foundation accepted donations from foreign and domestic sources seeking political influence during Hillary Clinton's tenure as the Secretary of State.
Biden.
You know it, baby, with evidence suggesting efforts by Obama-era officials to obstruct the FBI and DOJ investigations into these activities. So Obama jumped in and stopped them from investigating and following the money, dude.
That's exactly what Joe Biden done too with Burisma. You know, the
Same
whole
thing,
you're not getting $1 billion unless the prosecutor's fired. You know,
they've been doing it for years, man.
It's their playbook. They've done it for years.
So key elements of the released evidence. So they did just release some of this evidence. Here's the key elements. Allegations from Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. Allegations of foreign governments funneling millions in donations to the foundation in exchange for department favors. All right. A declassified DOJ watchdog report showing the FBI cut corners in the related Clinton email investigation. If you guys don't remember, they made sure not to do a full-blown investigation. They didn't search certain hard drives. They didn't go through thumb drives. If you guys have been following the show, you know this stuff hasn't happened. They totally overlooked it. It's coming out right here with this one, with the new recently dropped information. They're also looking at a 2019 IRS criminal tax probe into the foundation as a potentially fraudulent enterprise, which was abruptly halted despite whistleblower evidence of tax evasion, foreign agent activities, and commingling of personal funds that totaled up to $2.8 billion. Okay? And they also got calls from figures like Representative Eric Crawford and Senator Chuck Grassley for Patel. Chuck Grassley's got his hands on this, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
and he's full with
there you go.
the Ark Frost and everything else that's going on, but he's on this one too. Review Untapped. Nope, Chuck Grassley. Yeah, he's full of he's got his plate full of Ark Frost and everything that he's doing, but he's going to be on this one as well, Hex. And what he's doing is Chuck Grassley for Patel to review untapped intelligence that was ignored by the Hillary Clinton email probe. A lot of stuff coming down with this one, man.
Yeah.
It's about to get nasty out there for a demo.
It is.
Yeah.
I got that from.
It reminds me of a bunch of Democrat pig bullshit. That's what it reminds me of. You know what I mean?
I got it. Yep. It's Democratic pig bullshit. That's going to be a new. That's going to be a new little thing on the show is the Democratic pig bullshit. But yeah, I got shit was coming down the pipeline with this post. Like we read it earlier there. You don't have to read it again, but I just wanted to pull it up. But that's when I got shit was really starting to come down the pipeline this morning when Trump made this post at 10:35 and talking about investigating all these people in that. I've not got anything else. You got anything else, Parabellum?
Well, as far as that goes right there, everything that we've discussed tonight, what you've seen is you've seen a lot of pieces. The cards have been flipped over on the chest, and you can see a lot of these cards that are playing out right now. So one thing that I'd like to let conservatives know, and GOP and anybody that may follow or believe in this, or maybe you're feeling a little impatient, is that here's the bottom line. Even though all the cards are starting to turn over and you get to see what it is that the GOP and the Trump administration is actually doing, it doesn't mean you're going to get every single one of them. I mean, that is unrealistic. You're not going to get them all. Maybe Letitia James slips by, but you're going to get a lot of them. You know what I mean? And that's where I stand okay today. I stand okay with that, Hex. Like, we got to get as much as we can, but I know we're not going to get them all, dude.
I don't know. I think we'll get them all. Possibly. I don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
In a world, I would love for that to happen. Me personally, I don't think you get them every single one, but you get the majority.
I think a lot of people's going to play ball by our rules, and they'll turn over evidence against other people before all this is over. But one of the things
absolutely.
One of the things I did want to say tonight is, Trump says he plays 5D chess.
Oh yeah,
right. Well, not Trump. Trump doesn't say he plays 5D chess, but everybody says Trump plays 5D chess. Well, Harris came out and said that she plays 3D chess. And I'm like, wait, what?
She don't even play 1D checkers, dude.
Exactly.
Her checkers look like Minecraft, bro.
You got
Odyssey 876, dude. I do have one more thing, and that kind of coincides with everything that we're kind of talking about. So you see all this accountability, all these cards that are coming out and everything, but what you're going to see.
You're muted, brother.
Oh, what you're going to see in the middle of all that, sorry about that, buddy, is that
I do it all the time.
You're going to see an uptick of what we in the conservative world and the Democrat world, everybody knows what it is. You're going to see an uptick of what we like to call the Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah.
Oh,
you heard about that one, Hex?
Yep. I got something for that too. Go ahead.
Definitely, dude. So I'm going to play a little video here, man. So there's a lot of people that's actually coming out that I'm seeing here recently that, doctors and stuff or maybe they're starting to come out and they're actually, are they thinking about giving a real diagnosis for Trump derangement syndrome, dude? They're talking about symptoms and the uptick of TDS and how it's really affecting these Democrats. Check it out.
So first of all, identify it for us. You're in a session and you pick up on what?
Well, Harris, it doesn't take long for me to pick up on this. People are obsessed with Trump. They're fixated. They're hyper fixated on Trump. And they talk about some of the features of this disorder. They can't sleep. They feel traumatized by Mr. Trump. They feel restless.
Dude.
So I've got one to follow that one up here.
Yeah, my bad. I accidentally deleted that halfway through, but go ahead.
Okay. Trump derangement syndrome. Gunther Eagleman put this out over on. Let me find my tab here real quick. There we go. He put this out over on X, and I thought it was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. Red Pill 78 had it on his show today.
Donald Trump. 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 Donald Trump.
I like him dancing.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Donald Trump. 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 Donald Trump.
Remix.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. Kamala.
The TBS is real, dude.
Fired. Get out. Get
They
out.
can't stand
I
it.
made the heart-wrenching decision to suspend my campaign and to support President Trump.
All right.
I'm trying to load up them badass clips, but I'm getting a couple going here.
Okay. But anyway, I thought that was hilarious. Red Pill 78 had it on his show today. Laughed my ass off on the way home from work listening to it. That was for all you people who have Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know they're gonna lose their shit over that one.
Good trigger for them.
Let that load up real quick. So,
All right. So we got some badass clips coming up.
I do. I've got a few that I can pull up. I don't know if you have any, but
I have no badass clips for the night. Didn't get a chance to clip any. That was my badass clip for the night, was the Trump derangement syndrome.
Right. Actually, I did forget. I do have one final quick thing. We won't go into a deep topic about this, but you guys do know about the government shutdown and lots of new information coming down the pipeline about the SNAP benefits. It looks like Trump administration is going to be doing an overhaul on the SNAP benefits. Did you hear about that, Hex?
Yeah. The last I'd heard, they were going to take it to the limit, or not take it to the point to where you can't buy junk food with it anymore. It has to be nutritional food.
Yeah, well, they're doing that, and then there's been a lot of information that's came out here recently, just posted today. They're finding 2,000 dead people that are receiving SNAP benefits in a small survey. They're finding, I think it was like 2 million people that are actually getting double the benefits under at least 2 separate names. So I know that some people can get a little upset if we go through the accountability process of trying to clear out that SNAP benefit program. But in my humble opinion, I think it's just as important for the American taxpayer to go through those and clean and expunge that SNAP program, just like we would a voter roll. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're making sure we're not getting dead voters. We're making sure we're not getting illegal immigrants that are voting in our national election. I think it's just as important for these SNAP benefits because, you know, if people are stealing, everybody knows that if people are stealing, if they're stealing from a store down the street, what happens to that store? Prices go up, right? Taxpayers pay more. Same thing with SNAP benefits. I'm going to play a quick clip and then we'll move straight into them badass clips, bro.
Yeah,
and 20 plus others did not, and we're suing. We're in a litigation right now. But of the 29 that complied, what we have found is staggering. 500,000 people getting benefits 2 times under the same name. 5,000 dead people. 80% of the able-bodied Americans, meaning they can work, they don't have small children at home, they're not taking care of an elderly parent, they can work and they choose not to work, of course, because they're getting significant benefits from the taxpayer. So this light, Laura, that has now been shined on what is perhaps one of the most corrupt, dysfunctional programs in American history, that we are working now. Very big announcements coming next week on this. We are cracking down. We now have a plan to fix it, and we're really, really excited about doing that for the American people.
So this has been going on for many years. I mean, I think I covered this on the radio.
So there you go. So a lot of what's going on with that, man, is that President Trump even came out and he made a statement and said they're thinking about completely doing a total overhaul on these SNAP benefits, actually purging all of this illegality that's happening, you know, and it may affect some of our SNAP people, but we're going to get these benefits going for a little bit. And I think they're going to do it in a timely and just manner. But, you know, there may be a couple of inconveniences along the way. You know, I would ask that let's try not to lose our shit, right? I think it's going to be better for us in the long run if we can make it through the patience of accountability. But, you know, you got any thoughts on that, Hanks?
Yeah, like my thing on this is, look how many people's on SNAP. Didn't we go over this last show? Like, there was, 42 million people on SNAP? And the bulk of them just came along during the 4 years of Biden administration that got on SNAP. So my thing on this is, if we would go back to the gold standard, if we would end the Fed, get rid of the IRS, and put more money in the American people's pocket, and your dollar, you know, being backed by gold, would have more spending power, more buying power.
Absolutely.
Then
I can get down with that, man.
There wouldn't be as many people relying on programs like SNAP and WIC and stuff like that. People would be able to have more money in their pocket. And we need to end, in my opinion, we need to end the Fed, we need to end the IRS, and go back on the gold standard and have gold backing the American dollar, rather than just the Federal Reserve pulling it out of freaking thin air all the time.
Yeah, that's exactly what Democrats are fighting against. So as far as I can remember,
that's what causes inflation.
Yeah, absolutely. Since I was a spermie not even thought about, it was as simple as if you voted Democrat, you wanted more government, and if you voted Republican, you wanted less government. It's been that way if you go back throughout history. If you really go back through it and you check your history, and it's always
the central banking system has infiltrated this country several times throughout history, and it, like, they've been kicked out quite a few times. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Lincoln one of the ones who kicked the central banking system out, and Andrew Jackson?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's funny you brought up Lincoln, because here's another little tidbit news we can just throw on the fly. Did you hear about the penny, the 1 cent penny, dude? It's getting abolished.
The penny's going away.
Yeah, bro, it's gone. The penny is bye-bye, dude. So everybody's looking for that $1 million penny that's out there. You know?
Save your pennies, guys. Watch them.
Kids start looking like immediately. Did you know there's a rare penny out there that's going to be worth 3 times as much? Like, whatever,
it's probably in my couch cushion or under the seat in my car.
Oh man, it's in an ashtray somewhere, dude. For me.
Are we ready to get some badass clips?
Let's jump into these clips, bro. And we're going to close this show out tonight.
Let's do it, brother.
Well,
what you got?
Well, we're going to start it off tonight with the badass clips. We're going to move straight into. I found some new AI videos, so all these are going to be AI. They're just for kicks and laughs. It's what we like to do here at the end of the show. It's same views, different views. Put out some of that stuff maybe you guys seen, man, of sombreros and some silly AI shit that's went down.
It's our fireworks show.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I love it. You had a couple drinks. Why not enjoy it towards the end of the show? Here we go with a badass Michael Obama clip, AI generated, of course.
Big Mike.
Check out beautiful voice on this figure.
When Barack won the election, he said, "Michael, you have to hide your dangling dong. If people find out you got that huge dangling dong, they're going to start calling you Big Mike, and they're going to say that or some shit." So we decided to hide my dangling dong from the public. For instance, right now, you can't really see the dangling dong, but believe me, it's down there.
Who did that? Who did that, bro?
I don't know, but I believe it. I don't think that was AI. I think that might have been real.
That could have been, man. I think I seen. I mean, there was even an Adam's apple movie in there.
you guys make of it what you will. Discern it how you want to.
So here's another one, man. It's part 2 to that clip. Apparently, there was another one that was released. Donaldo Trump over there on X. If you like these videos, check them out. Love the guy. He puts out some good videos. Here's another one. Badass. Michael Obama.
Being First Lady of the United States was exhausting. I mean, I had 2 teams that had to get me ready to go outside every single day. One team put my makeup on, and the other would wrap my dangling dong around my leg, so it wouldn't dangle all of a sudden at some public event or whatever. But then I had to pee. You know how hard it is to unwrap your dangling dong every single time you have to pee, and then to wrap it all over again?
Yeah.
That shit was exhausting.
Yeah. I'm missing Big Country on this one. Watching it. Man, I know you love it.
What else
So, there you go. Michael Obama clips just popped out here recently. We're back on the dingling dong there. Silly shit going down out there in the world. Absolutely. You gotta love it. So, then there was another one that just popped up randomly in my feed. Saved it for the show today. Gavin Newsom's wife was out in the public eye again, and she had a lot of things to say about her old husband, Gavin.
I want to address the rumors about my husband, Gavin. I want to address the rumors about my husband, Gavin Newsom, regarding the way he crosses his legs when he's sitting down. He's not gay. I mean, he does like a little poke from behind every once in a while, but he's not gay. He was just born with tiny little balls, I guess. It actually looks like he has no balls, but once you get close, you can kind of see a couple of little peanuts down there. I need to get off stage because it smells kind of weird up here. Either someone farted or I stepped on dog shit. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Oh my God.
Say I smell getting out of control, bro. It's good for the end of my night drink, but my God, is it good for the world? I don't know.
Don't give a God complex, though.
I'm telling you, we don't want to do that, man. It's just for shits and giggles. Shits and giggles.
What else you got?
We got another one, man. This is a little bit of a long one, but it's kind of been the mode of South Park.
I'm going to put my sunglasses on for this one because I think this one may burn my eyes out.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, this one's it's pretty creative. I like it. And it does go with the facts of what's happening with Zohran Mamdani. Okay, what's going on? Yeah. I think this is a collaboration between Zohran Mamdani and Bernie Sanders. You've seen this clip, man. It just makes a whole lot of sense to me, and it really brings up the fact that why's Mamdani always dropping that term Islamophobe?
Zohran Mamdani, congratulations on being the first radical Islamist communist mayor of New York City.
Thanks, Bernie. By any chance, could you spare some change? I promised a bunch of free stuff and I have no idea how to pay for it.
I don't, but you should stop begging for money like you're some kind of homeless panhandler. Anyway, I'd like to know your plan to make NYC a better place to live.
Right, let me show you. As you know, 9/11 was Islamophobic. The day after radical Islamist terrorists crashed a plane into the Twin Towers, Americans for no reason felt uncomfortable sitting next to men wearing turbans. So, I want to make it illegal to remember 9/11.
I have to be honest, Zoran. That's a bad idea. Besides, I don't even think you can make laws.
That's because the system is Islamophobic. I'll call the New York governor right now. Hi, Kathy. Will you help me make it illegal to remember 9/11? No. That would require me to do my job, and I don't like to work. Could you at least spare some change? I made so many promises I can't deliver on. Damn Islamophobists! Alright, my next idea is prison reform. The New York prison system is full of people who don't deserve to be there. Did they commit felonies? Sure. Are a lot of them violent recidivists? You bet. But they're also victims. That's why I want to get rid of the NYPD so nobody can ever be arrested for being a victim again.
I like the idea, but I don't think you'll get it done without help. And I know just who to ask.
Fucking Democrat.
Alexandria, would you support Zoran's prison reform?
And could you spare some change? There's so many things I said I could do but can't.
Well, I am the smartest woman in the world, but no, sorry.
Oh, so you're Islamophobic.
He called AOC.
I love it, dude. Yeah, I'm scouring the internet
shit.
for some really new content, dude. I found some killers, I do believe.
That was good.
I think I have maybe one more, dude, and this is for Shifty Schiff.
All right, let's do it, and we'll close this. We'll close this bad boy out.
Well, he's caught a lot of nicknames over the days. He's got the sombreros that was
Pencil
thrown.
neck.
The King Jeffries. You got pencil neck. Here's another one for you. Maybe you've heard of it. Watermelon head.
Yep, watermelon.
Senator,
head.
I know this subject matter is quite sensitive to you, but we have to talk about your watermelon head. I mean, come on. You do realize you have a weird-looking head shaped like a watermelon, right?
You know what, George? That is a Republican talking point, and I don't want to talk about it.
But at some point, you have to talk about it, Senator. I mean, that bitch is huge, and it's literally shaped just like a watermelon.
Can we just talk about something else, please? I can talk shit about Trump if you want.
We'll get there, Senator. First, let's talk about your pencil neck. How can you even hold that big-ass watermelon head with that tiny little pencil neck?
You know what? This interview is over, George. Thank you.
Oh my god! Pencil neck, hold that big ass watermelon head, dude. I love that stuff. That's hilarious.
Shit, that was good. That was awesome.
Let me see if I've got anything else. I think that's it for the badass clips.
Right, so let's close this down and
if it's okay, can I? Well, just to close out for everything we said, did I get to play Sidney Powell on the last episode? Did I play that? Do you remember?
Honestly, I don't remember if we played it on there or not.
Well, here's a really great video, and I do want to play it.
I mean, if we did, play it again.
It or not. Okay, cool deal. It's a 2-minute video, guys. Just to close it out, we had a lot of great laughs. I'll be looking for a lot more funny laughs towards the end of the show on Same Views, Different Views, episode 31. But just to close it out on a serious note, Sidney Powell, man, she caught a lot of flack, and she got in a lot of trouble, and she got her lawyer's license, I think, revoked or even removed. She went through a whole world of shit. But I do believe it's because she released a lot of information that we now know today to be true concerning Smartmatic, Dominion, Venezuela, talking about election interference, all of these things that we know today. It's a little bit of vindication for her. I know we talked about vindication for her in the previous shows.
She also talked about the Anthony Weiner laptop.
She talked about the Anthony Weiner laptop. My God. This lady, for me, man, she absolutely played it out for me. And I'm just going to play her one final time to see if we can get some vindication, because she was labeled absolutely batshit and nutty for the things she was saying. But I just think she was saying them at the wrong time.
I get labeled batshit nutty for the things I say, but
absolutely right. So here we go. Check out Sidney Powell, just for an old run-through time.
I can hardly wait to put forth all the evidence we have collected on Dominion, starting with the fact it was created to produce altered voting results in Venezuela for Hugo Chavez, and then shipped internationally to manipulate votes for purchase in other countries, including this one. It was funded by money from Venezuela and Cuba, and China has a role in it also. We have staggering statistical evidence. We have staggering testimony from witnesses, including one who was personally in briefings when all of this was discussed and planned, beginning with Hugo Chavez and how it was designed there, and then saw it happening in this country. As soon as the state shut down on election night and stopped counting, those are the states where the most egregious problems occurred. We also need to look at, and we're beginning to collect evidence on the financial interests of some of the governors and secretaries of state who actually bought into the Dominion systems to line their own pockets by getting a voting machine in that would either make sure their election was successful or they got money for their family from it. Well, for fraud this serious, I think even if the states are stupid enough to go ahead and certify the votes where we know the machines were operating and producing altered election results, then they will be set aside by the fraud also. I mean, we are talking about hundreds of thousands of votes. President Trump won this election in a landslide. It's going to be irrefutable. Patriots are coming forward faster than we can collect their information with the testimony they're willing to give under oath about how their votes were stolen and how the machines operated. They were updated the night of the election, sometimes after the election. We've got statistical evidence that shows hundreds of thousands of votes being just put in and replicated. There needs to be a massive criminal investigation, and it's going to affect millions of voters and elections. And it's been organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley people, the big tech companies, the social media companies, and even the media companies. And I'm going to release the Kraken.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just for a quick
release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. There was a lot of really great information, I feel, that was released back then, but it was just smothered by the democratic power of multifaceted control we talk about.
That whole thing made me think of like the recent election we just had here with Mandani or Mandani, however you pronounce his last name, and some of the other Democrats that got elected.
There's a lot of discrepancies in that election.
Yeah, well, I think we had this on last week's show. I was talking about how Bondi and a couple of them were saying that these elections were going to be monitored, and then like you had everybody like losing their shit over but him getting elected and Trump coming out and saying, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it."
That's the funny thing. I think it's going to take care of itself because Mamdani is who Mamdani is.
Mamdani, yeah, that's it.
He's a fascist. He's a communist. You already see a lot of the rich people that are actually leaving New York. I mean, immediately the second he got elected, and his whole ordeal was, "We're going to tax the rich." Well, let me tell you something. Here's the funny thing.
No, this is my pile. You're not getting none of it.
Yeah, here's the funny thing about the rich. They know how to evade taxes, and that's even going down to, we're just going to move out of the state. How about that? Now, how are you going to fund your little free bus program?
This whole entire...
Kathy Hochul, he called up Kathy, dude, and he's like, "Hey, can you fund my free bus program?" She's like, "Hell no." This whole shit's shot, dude.
I think this November 5th election was monitored. And I think it's going to come out in the end because like what she was saying there in the video you played.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come out. I think that, Trump saying that, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it." When people were bitching about Mamdani being elected.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another reason why I wanted to play that video is what you're saying right there is because if you go back to Sidney Powell and you look at Smartmatic and Dominion and they had, control of all these election machines. And that was the big deal back then. And she got totally creamed. Well, here's the thing. In October 2025, Red October, ladies and gentlemen, what happened? Well, Pam Bondi DOJ indicted Smartmatic executives in connection with a bribery scheme that involved election.
You had a Republican buy. You had a Republican buy Dominion.
Yes. Then you had a Republican buy Dominion. Okay, you got Smartmatic getting investigated by Pam Bondi DOJ for their connections in the Philippines, and they were possibly selling these pre-routed, messed up machines.
Yeah,
like what? Really?
And then the November. I seen a lot of stuff with this November 5th election that we just recently had too. Is like a lot of people were saying that the vote machines were trying to connect to the internet. And they're not supposed to be able to connect to the internet.
Oh, there was so much stuff about that, man.
They were getting the page come up on the vote machine that said page cannot be displayed. Like a error. What is it? 404 or something. Something along those lines.
There was multiple incidences where they got a IP address that was coming straight out of some of these machines that were connected to the internet, but under the Biden administration. And, under Obama, and if you remember Arctic Frost and their ability to control all social media and everything, if you really follow everything it is that we've said here, you'll understand they've controlled it since day one, dude. That's exactly what they did. So they controlled the media narrative and they absolutely covered it up, man. I mean, the Biden administration and any Democratic Party in the last 20 years has been absolutely a shit stain on this American.
Covering their shit up. Look back at the Oklahoma City bombing. On all, the ties to Clinton on that.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
That's what they do. They always they try to cover their shit up, and that's what they're doing right now with this Epstein stuff. Is they're trying to smear Trump and trying to keep their shit from coming out against them.
Yeah,
they've done the crimes that they've committed. But,
fun fact: did you know that Joe Biden is actually, according to some satire websites or whatever, dude, he's now the number one person to be betted upon on Parlay that Joe Biden is the next one to be investigated over Epstein. Most connected.
I mean, he did sniff a lot of little girls.
Bro, he was a sniffer. Okay, anybody sniffs like that's got a problem.
Weirdo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, anyway, what do you say we close this show out? Oh wait, let's see what we got in chat here.
It's one of those, yeah.
Oh yeah, one of them spammers. Yeah. Hey,
it's automatic, man.
Hey, spammer on Twitch, kiss our ass. We don't want your spam.
Absolutely.
But anyway, what do you say we close this show out? You got any closing words, Parabellum?
Man, as far as everything that's going on, again, we are literally doing okay in the Republican Party, although sometimes it may not feel like that, or it might be a little nerve-wracking. I think that President Trump and his administration are doing everything that they need to do. Pam Bondi and the DOJ and the FBI, they are covering all bases. They are doing their job. I have absolute faith in them, and I hope that you do as well. Because, again, this is one of the first times that I feel you can put faith in an FBI, in the CIA, in Trump administration, in the House, the Senate. We've got all this going on. It's very easy for conservatives to get lost in so many of the conspiracy theories, and they dive deep. And I understand that, because for the last 20 to 30 years, that is exactly what we've had to do to be able to get the truth, is kind of my point. I understand that. We had to do that to be able to find anything that was worth a shit, that felt real to us as Americans. But I am also kind of a little bit of a person that says you are in the most transparent administration in the world. FBI, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, President Trump. You got people who are doing real accountability. Maybe now is not the time to dive so damn deep into conspiracy theories. It's okay to ask questions, but I feel that it's easy to get lost.
It's not conspiracy theories.
Or whatever it may be. Yeah, I know. Whatever it may be, however you want to say it for you. If you go too deep, for me, in my logical view right now, stay with Trump. Stay with Pam Bondi. Stay with Bongino. That's what I'm getting at. It's okay to ask questions. But, when a Democrat's in power, dive. Because they're not going to give it to you. They ain't going to give you the truth.
Yep.
I think you have a little bit of truth that's coming at you today, and I think I can sleep a little bit easier at night because of that. And I hope that gives you some sort of peace as well with it. That's what I got, big dog.
Well said, man. Well said. I'm going to be a little short with mine than what I usually am. I'm just going to say, don't let them divide you. That's the tactic right now, is to divide the MAGA crowd. Don't let them divide you. Stick to your guns. Trust Trump, and if you're a Q follower, trust the plan. It's coming. Accountability is coming. It's going to take a while. Like I've said before many times on this show, we got to drain the swamp. The swamp runs deep. It's had years to embed itself in this country, so it's going to take a while to drain this swamp. But trust the plan. Stick to your guns, and
absolutely,
above all, God bless. And where we go on, we go all. And we're going to close this show out tonight. And we will see you guys next Friday night at 8:00. Peace out.
Same cues. Different goes. Different goes. Drops and logical news. It's okay to have a different view. This is the place for questions and truth. You're gonna love our conservative views. Same cues, different views. Hex 7, he likes to follow Q. country. He's a